Hi everyone, this is Rajwinder here, the marketing lead from Ingram Micro, and we have Abdul Basit
who's going to present further on Azure with CSP value positioning. So we expect that a lot of you ask questions on whatever doubts that you have. We're going to hand it over quickly to Abdul Basit and open up for Q&A after he's done with the presentation. So Abdul Basit, please.
Hi everyone, this is Abdul Basif. I'm the technical consultant for the Meta region with the Ingram Micro Cloud. So can you guys confirm quickly that are you guys able to hear me? So our today's agenda is about introduction about Ingram Micro, what we do, and brief introduction for our marketplace that's going to launch soon, then the cloud summit that we are going to do, then about Azure, why focus on IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and then understanding the business model, easy to sell workloads, and right way to position Azure, and how Microsoft CSP can change the way you sell Azure, and what's next in the step. So as an Ingram Micro has basic four major business units. One is the major one is IMTS, Ingram Micro Technical Solutions, then e-commerce mobility, and then IMC, Ingram Micro Cloud. In the Ingram Micro Cloud, we are going to launch soon Cloud Marketplace. Then we have more than 1,500 cloud associates, and among those more than 1,500, we have 50% engineers. So you don't need to worry about anything or any issue you are going to face or you might face in the cloud products that are being provided by or distributed by Ingram Micro. We are fully capable and equipped to resolve your issues. Then we have more than 200 plus vendors, cloud vendors. And for the automation tools, we have recently acquired NSIM, and before that we acquired Audin for basically creating our marketplace. We're running our CSP programs in 45, more than 45 countries, in fact, and we have almost launched in 20. This is an old slice. We have launched now in more than 20 countries the marketplace. We last week we recently launched in Brazil. Although it's a different tool for all the regions, but behind the scene picture is that for every region has different pricing and different compliances. So every region has different deployments for marketplace. Then we have more than 4,000 plus shared services, cloud shared services experts with us. And as I told you that among the experts, 50% of them are engineer. So about like 75,000 cases or support cases are handled by us. Only about like 2 to 3% cases are being escalated to Microsoft. The cloud solutions that are being offered or that are being provided by Ingram Micro Cloud are infrastructure, security, communication and collaboration, business applications and platform, and cloud management services. Like for example, under the security, we offer McAfee, Trend Micro, SiteLog, Symantec. There's a huge range of products under each of this title that we are providing you and offering you so that you can offer those services to your end customers. So as I told you, we are going to launch marketplace and Jitex, I believe, yes, in Jitex. So it's gonna be a soft launch of marketplace. The hard launch will be with our cloud summit. So what marketplace is basically, it's you can say that it will be the one shop where you can and do all the things, where you can manage the users, provision the services, purchase new services, everything. For example, you might have attended the Skykick sessions, and you know that with Skykick you can do the migrations and backup of Office 365. So you don't have to sign in into Skykick portal for that. You just have to sign in into your marketplace, Ingram Micro cloud marketplace, and you can do everything from one portal. So it would be it will be in fact a consolidated portal for all the services that we are providing. Then after that, we are going to launch or we are going to host in fact the Cloud Summit for the Meta region 2016 over here in GCC in Dubai. The best part is that we have been hosting it since last 6 years in across the globe, or majorly in the US. Now this time we are also launching in our region. There will be like huge breakout sessions. Then the keynote sessions will be there. The industry leaders will be giving the keynote sessions. Then the panel discussions will be held by them, and 120 plus profile resellers and value-added resellers of Ingram Micro Cloud would be there in this session. So this is a brief agenda about the summit. Let me check if the handout. Yeah, you can also get this presentation from the webinar handout. You will see an option of handouts over there. So you can just download it from there, and then you will have this agenda with you. However, you guys will get the invite, or you guys will get the details about it from the from our marketing department. So let's back to our original topic. Why focus on infrastructure as a service? Infrastructure as a service is the one that is basically the most most widely used service of cloud out in across the globe. As you can see that in this picture, economical pressure due to oil prices is fluctuating and it's going down. So the economy of the regions that are oil dependent, like for example this GCC and the whole Gulf, not only the Gulf, the whole global economy is going down due to reduction in oil prices. So in that case, the cloud will boost up. Just give me a second. We have a question here. Echo sound. So all of you getting the echo sound, or only some of you are getting the echo sound? Can you guys please confirm? Guys, can you please confirm? Sometimes. Okay. I hope it would be better now. So how you can position in such scenario is that the people, that industry leader or the investors, basically the people who have to spend money, they are not going to spend money in the long-term investments like buying up the infrastructure or investing there or blocking their basically capital in getting the infrastructure. In that scenario, you can picture cloud, or more specifically, you can picture Azure under CSP model, under monthly model, so that it will be converting their complete capex, capital expenses, into opex, into operational expenses. So the natural choice for the customer in such scenario would be a subscription model, as compared to opex subscription model. That is basically opex model. So previously what was happening is that under Azure from Microsoft, the subscription model was, or the OPEX model was under open licensing. That is a 1-year subscription. You have to buy credits for the whole 12 months. If you don't use it under 12 months, then they would get expired, or you might use them before 12 months, then you have to buy more credits. Whereas under the CSP, there isn't anything like that. The subscription model or the billing model is the monthly model. You will be paying after the month for whatever usage you are doing. We're going to discuss it later on in these slides. So the public cloud is spreading across the globe. A statistic says that almost 94 to 95 in industries in the US that are already moved to cloud, and we are seeing this trend or seeing this focus over here in this GCC. Initially, there was some concern that the data centers of Microsoft are not available over here and things like that. But as Microsoft has all the compliances and all the certification, name the certification and compliance, and Microsoft has it. So that's why people are getting changing their focus or changing their interest in moving to Azure, and they're getting more interested in moving to Azure. And I have been reading up a study that this market is still considered a virgin market. Uh, by this, I mean that only 2 to 3% of the market has been moved to cloud. So you still have all the remaining about like 90, 96, 97 or 98% of the market. It is still vacant for you to attack for the cloud. So there's a huge potential for cloud over here in our market. The major focus could be software as a service, then infrastructure as a service at the 37%, then a little focus would be on platform as a service. So how you understand the infrastructure as a business model? So infrastructure as a service comes on the ground level of for all the services, for all the cloud services basically. Basically, this is your infrastructure, your virtual infrastructure more specifically, like your virtual RAM, CPU, virtual storage, your virtual machine or virtual server comes under infrastructure as a service, networking features, networking services, storage services, things like that. On the top of infrastructure as a service, when you develop something like e-commerce portal or some any service, that development will fall under platform as a service. And when you sell that service, it will become software as a service. We are using software as a service even before the invention of the word cloud technology, because we have been using emails since it has been invented. The email has been invented, and email is the one of the best example of software as a service. So as I told you that under infrastructure as a service will come the compute, server, storage, networking, basically the data center. It's managed. It can be, you can get the managed services for it by the provider, and then on the platform as a service will come your the development application or the runtime environment, creating application and your operating system, and then on software as a service will come the application that you're going to sell or you're going to use it. Just the service use basically that will fall under software as a service. So the pricing, as I told you that under Azure, or it's monthly based subscription, it's a users based subscription. So whatever your customer or whatever you are going to use, you're going to pay at the end of the month. So it's basically true model of pay as you consume or pay as you go model. So the target user would be the IT team of the industry or the business models or the IT managers and the marketing departments. And the billing cycle, basically the billing cycle is hourly based, but you will be getting the your usage is calculated according to hours. So it's hourly based billing, but you will be getting the invoices after the month for the usage of whatever number of hours you have used for a particular service in the month, you will get the bill for it after the month. One more thing, what partners can also uh, propose or like value position over here is that their consultation services plus the managed services or the professional services like deployment services or the migration services of the servers, because guys, honestly speaking, the services part is the one where you're going to make money more. Just give me a second, guys. So how infrastructure as a service business model would work, or you can make it work, is that you can give to the end customer, you can give a bundled service of consultation, cloud infrastructure, then the implementation services, and it's the managed services. By managed services, you can give them some premium support. If you have such technical services, you can provide them the premium support, and or you can manage their servers. You can manage their, for example, if they are getting a web server or an e-commerce server or an email server, something like that, you can manage it. You can provide the managed services for those servers to the customer. You can provide the implementation of deployment services for such servers, apart from providing, and obviously you will be providing the cloud infrastructure, because yes, you with the cloud infrastructure you will be giving these services. And the next thing is what are easy to sell workloads. But before moving to forward to what are easy to sell workloads, let's discuss what a workload is. A common misconception is that workload is a server. Workload is not a server. Workload is type of an application service or an application running on the server or on your infrastructure as a service on your infrastructure. For example, emails, your Exchange server. Exchange will be the workload running on your virtual server or physical server. Or the disaster recovery. Disaster recovery would be your workload. So the common easy to solve workloads are backup on cloud, website hosting, web-based application development, mobile backend developments, testing and development for ERP, not only for ERP, for anything basically, and disaster recovery on Azure. So how backup on cloud is easy to sell and position is that you can and position it to the IT managers, IT directors, and the CIOs for the worth of the backup. Why the backup is necessary? Because normally people are doing the backup on tape devices or on the physical devices like mass storage devices, portable hard drives or USBs, things like that. But they can get corrupted. Whereas whatever data you are putting on Azure or Microsoft will make sure that the data doesn't get corrupted on the infrastructure level, obviously. The services that you can propose with it is the implementation services, managed services to monitor the backup, and also provide the restoration services to the end users. Then the next thing would be, and the next thing is web hosting. So the companies will ask you that why don't we go for the convenient, the conventional web hosting services like GoDaddy or Bluehost, things like that. Uh, the basic or the one of the basic differences is that all those companies or all those services, they use shared resources. You can also get the shared web hosting services in Azure, but the best part is that if you don't get the shared, or if you get a dedicated server for the web hosting, sorry, in under Azure for your website, you will the resources or the performance of the resources will be enormous. So you cannot the conventional hosting companies like Bluehost or GoDaddy, they cannot compete the performance or scalability what of the services available in Azure for the web hosting. Your target audience could be the marketing head or the CMOs, basically the marketing departments, or also the technical heads. The services that you can propose with it is that consultation or implementation and migration services and managed services, plus monitoring of the services, and also the report of the services. And the next workload is deployment of the web applications uh, that you can provide. There are services available in Azure like Bitnami, LAMP, web services, WordPress. Basically, name the service, and it's available in Azure. In fact, like Microsoft is updating it so frequently that Even I cannot keep the track of the services that Microsoft is adding on daily basis under these categories. And again, your targeting audience would be the IT department. It can be marketing and departments, or it can be, basically it can be anyone, any department you can, because nowadays everyone uses the mobile apps or the web apps for their companies. The services that you can propose is consultation services, implementation or deployment services, and monthly ongoing support that I told you that you can propose premium support to your customers. Then you can propose the next workload is test and development workloads for large applications or for ERPs, not necessarily for large application, only for large application, it can be for any application. For example, if your customer is going to launch a new software or for their in-house use, and it can be anything, it can be a CRM, it can be an ERP, anything, or their internal e-commerce, and for internal use basically. So what would they normally do is to give it a dry run or test run, they would purchase a server and do the testing. After that testing, that server would not be enough because it's just a testing server. They need a huge deployment and for it. So they would be needing a much greater infrastructure for that. So they will be buying more infrastructure. So their testing infrastructure will go waste until the next testing would come. Or a more specific example would be that if it's a software house or software development company, the testing would be them for on daily basis, and they might need different infrastructure, different hardware for different kinds of testings. What they can use in Azure is that they can just spin up a server in Azure, do their deployment, give it a test run, their beta, give it a name like beta testing or dry testing, whatever they want it to give, do their testing, check it thoroughly, and after the testing is done, just delete the server. For example, if you have done the testing for 8 hours in the whole month of 30 days, so it means that in 30 days there are 720 hours, but you won't be charged for 720 hours. You would be only charged for 8 hours because your server was up and running for 8 hours and you deleted it after 8 hours. So you will be only paying for 8 hours. The services that you can and offer is consultation and implementation services with that. The right way to position Azure is get the right audience for the right workload. For example, if it's a IT would be obviously involved in all the workloads, or IT would be the part of right audience. But apart from IT, the influencing audience should be there. For example, if you're going to propose for let's say a website or mobile app workload, then you should involve the marketing audience of that targeted company. Or if you are going to uh, for the backup or the disaster recovery solutions, then you should target apart from IT the higher management, because higher management knows the worth of keeping the backup of data and disaster recovery, because it's going to cost them a huge money in case of a disaster. It's not going to cost anything else to the rest of the employees. The higher management cares about the backup or integrity of the data. And yes, do not sell it like stop on-premises infrastructure and start cloud infrastructure, because it's not gonna work. People are gonna get under the assumption that that their infrastructure investments in their infrastructure is gonna waste. Tell them that if they have already invested in their on-prem infrastructure, keep it right away, because companies always need expansion in their infrastructure, in their data center. They can always expand it to the cloud. For example, if they are running an infrastructure of couple of servers and storage servers, hence normally the first thing that ran out of the capacity is storage. You can expand the storage, end customer can expand the storage to Azure. As a starting point, I'm telling just for a reference. And the next thing is that just don't sell the servers or virtual servers, sell services, sell solutions to the customers. When you log in into Azure, you will find the solution templates over there. You will find the service templates over there, apart from the server. So the best thing is that servers are not going to make any benefit to you, in fact. And it's obviously it's gonna make benefit. It's gonna give you the margins, but you're gonna make more margins if you sell your solution with it. If you sell services to the customer with it, like support services or managed services, implementation services, then charge for the consultation and architecture or for the infrastructure. Get involved our team for this consultation and architecture, or and then you can charge your customer for that service, because we are over here to help you guys in designing the solutions, but you can charge your customers for that design. And again, like position services like consultation, implementation, deployments, migration of the servers, support, and managed services. Look for the triggers, or more specifically, I would say that look for the pain point of the customer. What is the pain point? If the customer is looking or implementation for a new ERP, or they want to have a new web app developed or deployed, they want to launch a server, they want to make the backup, so they want to make a disaster recovery. So look for the pain point, because when you hit the pain point of the customer, only then they will know the worth of the solution you are proposing them or you are pitching to them. And yes, always give a live demo and pilot or a POC proof of concept. You can and set up an Azure account that's free of cost. You will get, I believe, $100 or $200 worth credit. Uh, this on one figure either $100 or $200. I'm not sure, but it is there. It that credit's gonna valid for 1 month after the start of the service, and you can use it for your POC or for your live demos. Or else, if you want to pay to Microsoft or to us, you can always purchase that service. But why you would pay for it when you're gonna get a free account from Microsoft? And the next thing would be that how Microsoft CSP changes the way you sell Azure. So, how you were selling the Azure previously in the pre-bid model, you were giving your customers the vouchers, the $100 vouchers. Obviously, your rate is different, but then customer rate is $100. So you're giving them $100 vouchers in their subscription. You're adding those vouchers, and they're using those credits for 12 months. So it's prepaid. It's just like topping up your mobile phone with the credit and using that credit in a limited time until it gets expired. Under CSP, the option is postpaid. So whatever you're going to use, you can use, or your customer can use freely without worrying about like running out of credit and things like that. They want to use on the full-fledged services, all the services of Azure without any limitation. The only thing that would happen is that at the end of the month, they have to pay for whatever they have used. That's it. It's simple like that. So Azure under CSP, as I told you, pay for what you use. Use the service, or your customer will use the service. You will get the usage report, and at the end of the month, and then at the end of the month, you will pay for to us for that usage according to that usage. How you're gonna define your price and package with that is that, as I told you, it's usage based per month. The charges are of Azure, so you can propose whatever Azure plan or services the customer want. With that, you can give them deployment services, training services, or change in management services. Change in not in change management, change management services. Then ongoing support, the premium supports 24/7 or 8 into 5 or anything. That's up to you. It's just for an example, and annual bundles like your own intellectual properties, your own services along with that. For example, the managed services. If you have a managed services portal, you can propose it to them. You can give them the managed services for their servers. And at the end of the month, the customer will be paying, sorry, at the end of the month, the customer is giving you one bundle price. They're not going to pay you differently for different features or different services they're getting from you. They're going to pay you one lump sum amount at the end of the month. So what are the benefits of Azure selling under CSP? No more service disruption due to lack of credit, because under the open, what was happening is that, for example, if you have got $500 credit for 12 months, and on the fourth month you ran out of the credit because you are using more services as originally idealized, or as originally you make, and as per the original design basically. Whereas over here in the CSP, you will be paying after the month. So you don't need to worry about the disruption of services due to lack of credits. The infrastructure can scale out independently of the credit limit because there isn't any credit limit over there in Azure. It's all about usage based. And I have given you the examples of easy to solve workloads. And once the customer opens the account, they have to stick with you. And you can upsell and cross sell things with that. And the best thing is that with the CSP makes Azure better than AWS and Google. Because with the business protection and the margins and our monthly billing and our rebates, uh, that I believe if you guys have attended the CSP sessions previously, and if you will get more, you have got more information from it. If not, then you can get it. The recordings are available on our YouTube channel. You can get the previous recordings over there. We have got a question over here. In CSP, does end customer get to see its usage report on demand, or does it have to wait does have to wait till the invoice is received? Yes, under the CSP, customer can get the usage report. Not only the usage report, in fact, under Azure, there's a beautiful feature of billing or usage. Customer can check that which service has used how much for how many hours and how much charge is estimatedly gonna pay or she's gonna pay for that. And yes, so in short, yes, the feature is available under CSP and Azure portal. So you don't have to integrate anything separately. You don't have to log in anywhere separately for it. It's already integrated over there. Guys, just give me a second. We have another question. How does the CSP tie the customer to the partner? Is it automatic, or do we need the customer to add us in their account as the managing partner? It's automatic, I believe. Ashwarya could answer that question more perfectly than me. The question is, how does CSP tie the customer to the partner? Is it automatic, or do we need the customer to add us in their account as their managing partner? I think it's automatic.
Hi everyone, I'm Aishwarya Jain. I'm Microsoft CSP specialist for Middle East, Turkey and Africa region. Thank you for asking this question. This is very important because all of the partners should have a clarity. How a partner gets attached to the end customer. So for all the products of cloud sold under CSP, we have two categories. The first category is the license-based model, wherein Office 365, EMS, CRM, and Accepta comes into play. The second is for usage-based model, which is Azure. So in Azure, if a customer is new, we will create a new tenant. That new tenant referring to a customer will be linked to your NPN ID. So when you place an order with us, we will ask your NPN ID. We will manually go into our partner center and register that NPN ID with that tenant. So the linking is manual, but after that, it is continued.
Yeah, but linking is manual for us, not for you. You don't have to do anything.
Yes.
It's our headache.
So basically that is taken care by us, right? Okay, so does that answer the question? I'm looking. Can we log the usage? By logging the usage, do you mean that you want to make sure that you do not cross the estimated usage? Then the answer is no. So if you want, so this is what the difference is. In open, you have a credit, and based on that credit, the end customer keeps using the service, and that credit keeps on going down. In CSP, we do not have any credit. So how we begin is we begin with a $0 value contract. From that contract, after a month, we will give a report of usage. Based on that usage report, we will charge you a transfer price, you add your margins and you charge it to the end customer. So what I mean to say is in 1 month, you can have $100 bill. Next month, you can have a $0 bill. And on the third month, you can have $1,000 bill. That dollars will depend based on the usage. per hour usage. So if you're using more services or more features of Office 360, sorry,
Azure.
of Azure, then you will be charged more, right? So this is what we mean to say. Does that answer the question? All right, it's okay. Without a lock, how to protect unnecessary spend? All right, this is a perfect question. The reason why I say it's a perfect question, because this will ask you how are you going to sell it in the market. If you want to sell it in the market, you are not going to do an estimation and sell it, because that would be the wrong way of selling it. So you have to go as a partner to the end customer and say, now I'm offering you the flexibility of using the service as and when you want to fire that service and as and when you want to stop that service. So I'm not going to give you an estimation. It would be just like a phone bill. So if I make 5 calls, I'll be charged only for those 5 calls. If next month I make 10 calls, I'll be charged for 10 calls. So what I will do to you is, I'll say, if a Microsoft list price is $100, I will give you straightforward 8% discount on it, which means to you, my transfer price will be $92. Now, a similar kind of agreement, you have to agree with your end customer and say, if this much usage is done, so let's say if he uses $100, you're going to charge him at $99. Okay? So you are going to define percentages of what will be charged from the actual Microsoft list price. You are not going to go and give an estimation and then stop the usage of the customer. So you have to give that flexibility. If you are getting that flexibility of making it, using it as per the usage, or firing a service and then shutting it down, the same flexibility should be given to the end customer. Coming back to, there were a lot of questions, so though we are running a little short of time, but I want to answer all these questions. So can we have a look of that question? From where did we?
We answered that one.
Have you answered them?
Yeah, we answered
All
that.
right. What is CSP, Mohammed Abdul Basri? I think we will get in touch with you, Mohammed, and we will explain you all the features about CSP. CSP stands for Cloud Solution Provider Program. It's a program which is based only for cloud products. So this is first time Microsoft has come up with the only cloud based program or cloud based way of selling. So that is it. In very short, there are a lot of benefits which one of our sales representative will get in touch with you personally and explain you, right? Can we log the usage? This is the other question. Yes. Then Kareem Al Khadi has asked us, how about if the customer is a renewal, our NPN was not recorded in the progress with Ingram or with the customer? Yeah, it's a very valid question. So if the customer is a renewal, so in CSP it's a different, for Azure it will be a different case. If it is a renewal, the tenant has to be created new, which means if someone was using Azure services under open earlier, they will have to create a new tenant and they will have to migrate all the data or all the virtual machines, all the workloads they were running on open account to the new CSP account. So if you want, or if any of the end customer wants to use CSP service, they have to open a new tenant, a new account to which workloads have to be migrated. If it's an existing tenant or for a new tenant, it stays the same. All right, does that answer? The customer was not with us before. Yeah, even if the customer was not with you before, now if they want to make a move to you, they will have to migrate their workloads from the old open account to the new tenant.
So
Would they have any downtime? Will they have any downtime?
it depends, basically.
Yes.
I would like to answer this one, the downtime question. It depends, because Kareem, it depends on your migration. What kind of migration you are doing? You are doing the synchronous or asynchronous migration. If you're doing the migration in the background without holding up the production servers, or if you are bringing down the production servers and then doing the migration. So it totally depends on the migration, because under the CSP you have to get a new tenant or Azure portal. Basically, you have to get a new Azure portal for the CSP. So you have to move from your old Azure portal that is open to your new CSP Azure portal. The portal will be same, only the billing model would be different. So you have to migrate the services or the workloads from old portal to the new portal. So it's all about the what type of migration you are going to do. So the downtime depends on that. I think I've answered this one.
Are there any questions which are pending? If there are any questions, please keep typing them. We will make sure that we answer each and every question one after the other.
Till you guys think of more questions, I'll continue with the presentation. So it's as I told you, and also as Ashwarya told you that it's a monthly recurring revenue. So as the billing would be on the monthly basis, what was happening under Open that you are getting only one amount or one time benefit under Open. So whereas in the in the CSP you are getting that revenue every month. So in my personal opinion, if I'm getting a huge amount in one go, I would spend it right away. Most of the people do. But if you're getting the benefits or the margins or the revenues in the recurring model on the monthly basis, then you have a surplus amount every month. You have the huge margins or the benefits or the profits every month to spend. So what would be the engagement model? End customer will obviously contact you for the sales and support. You will be giving them the level 1 and level 2 support then, and if you cannot provide them the level 1, level 2 support, basically you will be engaging us for that, and we will be providing you the services under CSP. We will be providing you the enablement services and the support services, and to us, obviously, Microsoft is providing those services. So, what is the CSP business model is? Under the CSP business model, you can upsell and cross sell the services under CSP.
I would like to add on this slide because this is very important for all of us to understand. So in CSP business model, there are four kind of things that I want you to pay concentration to. So any kind of new business on Azure, you should bring it on CSP. The reason you should bring it on CSP is because in open model, what happens is, let's take a scenario. You as a partner go to an end customer and they have an Azure opportunity, right? So if you go under open, you will be serving them for 1 year if you're able to secure the deal. The next year, they want to use that workload, they can go again for quotation in front of 5 other partners, right? And whosoever will give them the best price, the end customer will hook on to that partner, which means you have a fair chance of losing the deal as well. So maybe in first year you were able to secure the deal by giving a good price. In the next year, the partner can be lost to another, the end customer can be lost to another partner if they offer a better price. So you do not have any customer loyalty. In CSP, the whole game changes. Once if you have got someone onboarded with you for a product, they cannot they cannot use that service from someone else. So if they want to increase the workload on that service, they have to come back to you, right? So every kind of new business should go to CSP. Then this slide is basically for license business. So additional license business is not valid for Azure. So we usually tell that under CSP, if you book a seat, which is Office 365 seat or CRM online seat, Accepta Online or EMS, Project Pro, any of the standalone SKU, if you book those seats, the additional licenses seat should also go to CSP. The reason being, you get customer loyalty, then you get the flexibility of making monthly payments, and you can have a different model working in play for licenses business. So we can have a relationship monthly, but you as a partner can have a relationship quarterly, half yearly, yearly, or even monthly if you want to share that benefit of billing. So additional license business is not valid for Azure. Open renewable business again. So this is very important. So new business should go to CSP because of the reasons that I mentioned before. Open renewal business should go to CSP for the simple reason of customer retention. Your worry once you get the end customer onboarded on CSP is not to retain them year after year, right? Because it is a very flexible model wherein you make monthly payments, the customer gets hooked on to you, which means the NPN ID and the customer ID gets logged out. And you can offer them flexibilities of monthly paying or quarterly paying or half yearly paying or annual paying, right? So this is something which is really important. So all the open renewable business should go to Azure, and then similarly advisor to CSP. All the advisor, if you had any customers using Azure services under advisor program, should also go to CSP because advisor program is going to be closed by Microsoft really soon. So I hope this slide makes sense. What we are trying to in nutshell say to you is any kind of new business, any kind of open renewal business, and any kind of advisor customers that you had, you should, I don't say that just go and pitch about CSP. What I'm saying is go and pitch about open, but also give them an option of CSP. And just to reveal a few facts, under CSP, if you're a managed partner, um, you make 15% rebate on the billed revenue. How do you do that? We can discuss in more detail. So it offers you good flexibility, it offers you higher profitability, and on top of it, you get to retain the customer. Means the whole chain of business is now in your hands. You become the front face of Microsoft, go out to the end customer and sell the product. And not only that, you manage the customer, you grow along with the customer, you support the customer, you can even charge them for the support, right? And support from our side to you is free, and it is 24 by 7, and it is offered throughout meta countries. So this is one of the key advantages. Yeah. So Basit will go along. All right, I can take you through the next steps. Now you've understood what is CSP all about, what is Azure under CSP, how Azure under CSP is different as opposed to Open, which is a credit-based model, and CSP Azure is a usage-based per hour model. So it is based on actuals and not on a credit or an estimation that we do. What would you need to do? If you like what we're saying, contact Ingram Micro, just get to us. Ensure you have an account with us. I'm sure most of the partners who join would have an account with us. If you don't have an account, please let us know. Right? We'll quickly open an account with you. We'll open a credit limit for cloud credit limit. So this is very interesting. The reason it is interesting, you might be dealing with us under on-premise business or traditional business wherein you have a credit line. But now we are coming up with a cloud account wherein we will be giving you a separate cloud credit limit. So your orders will be easily or smoothly provisioned. So this is what it means, right? So this is the third step. As a fourth step, join our enablement webinars. So one of the webinars that you're attending at the moment is our enablement webinars. We run these webinars bi-weekly. So on every Wednesday, we will have a selling webinar. On every alternate Tuesday, we will be having a technical webinar. Also on every Thursday, we run what is CSP and learning about CSP online meeting, which is wherein we are only wanting to answer questions which partners have from us. So maybe this is just a starter to a conversation. This enablement webinar would just give you a brief idea of how a CSP program is different. But once you get deep into it, you would have a lot of questions and you would love to answer them. So that is on Thursdays. Every Thursday, 11 to 12 p.m., we have a go-to meeting and we discuss with partners specifically what all are their challenges. So we would like to join, we would like you guys to join in there as well. Coming on to next slide. Okay, it's done. It's been a long session. I'm sure it has been informative. Even if you've not been able to get each and everything clearly, it's just the beginning. So first of all, thanks a lot for joining us today. I'm very sure that this is going to be starting of a new engagement between you as a partner and us as a distributor. So any questions, please go ahead and type in the chat box and we'll be happy to answer. Alright, I see that there's a question. Is it?
Someone just raised their hand.
Someone just raised their hand, so they want to unmute. There are two people who did. So go to question pane. There is a question.
Is there any question? It was
I can see that.
Old raiser.
Okay, it's an old raise.
Yeah.
I can see that Nitesh and
Yes, yeah.
Angad have raised their hand. If they have any questions, you can type in.
So guys, if you have any question, just type in the question panel and we will be more than happy to answer your questions. Because a sign-in always means that we understand everything and there isn't any question.
Have you done our poll questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What can I get
Rebate in CSP orders.
rebate in CSP orders? Who can I get a rebate in? I did not understand the question. Angad, can you please, is the question meaning that how can I get a rebate in CSP order? All right, yes. So it means how can I? So how do you get? This is a good question. In CSP, it's a different model. So in CSP, you have to be onboarded into a tool called PyX, which is Partner Incentive Experience Tool. If you're onboarded into that tool, you will be able to receive the rebate on the billed revenue. So every month you will be billing Microsoft here. You will be using their service. On that revenue, you will be given 15% rebate every month, which can be seen on that PyX portal. Unfortunately, globally, Microsoft is sending an invite. So what really happens is, if you want to get the rebate, you have to be part of PyX tool. To be part of PyX tool, you first have to receive an invitation from Microsoft. Now, Microsoft gives this invitation one by one to each and every partner who is, getting onboarded on CSP. Since this process is a little slow, you might not see you getting an invite initially, but the process is same. It goes like you need to be invited by Microsoft to be onboarded on PyX tool. Once you accept that invitation, there is certain levels that you have to put in your information. You have to agree to some agreements, then you have to put payment profile, you have to put tax profile and something like this, and you get onboarded. And after you're onboarded, it's a software. You can see how much you have used or how much you've billed Microsoft and how much rebate you are valid for. So this is how it is done. Okay, so I have a question from get part of what? Okay, Ankar, did it answer your question? First of all, I want to be sure that it answered your question. If you can write a yes or no, would you write down the tool name? Yes, I can definitely write down the tool's name. It is PyX, which is called Partner. I'm writing it down, which is called Partner Incentive Experience Tool. So why is it not happening? Send to all. So I've sent it. I hope you guys can see. It's called PyX tool. There's some lag in the system. Maybe there's some lag in the system. I'm not able to.
Because you just answered a question. Unless they'll answer another question.
Alright. So I've written the name of the tool. It is P for Poland, I for India, E for England, PyX, X for X-ray. So it's a PyX tool wherein you have to be onboarded, you have to be sent an invite by Microsoft. Once you're sent an invite by Microsoft, then only you'll be able to receive the benefits of rebate. But for sure, even if you started billing or you started using the service of Microsoft from now and you get onboarded on the tool, let's say in month of December, you will get the benefits from the day one you have booked an order in CSP. So that should be kept in mind. You do not lose money there. All right. So there is a question. I think Angad, I have answered you. If there is any question, please let me know further.
Someone asked that if the session is being recorded.
Yes.
Yes, the session is being recorded and it's recording. You will be getting a link to download the recording, or you can go to our YouTube page to view the recording of this session or the past sessions.
Right. So all our sessions are recorded. So we always do the recording, and you can always log on to our YouTube channel and see it. Great. So Jamin had this question. Then he has, if so, could you please share the same? Yes, we will share the recording. I think we will ask our marketing team to do so. So you will have a recording sent to you. Coming on to next question. Can you trust your public cloud provider? Mohammed, I really want to understand. By trust, are you meaning security features? What kind of trust are you looking for?
So basically, I would like to answer this question. Basically, what people do is that they confuse safety and security. They consider that in cloud, safety and security is one thing. No, both are different. For the security part, you don't need to worry about anything because Microsoft is compliant with name the compliance and certification. They have it. They have SOC 1, they have SOC 2, ISOs, FISMA, HIPAA. They have almost all the compliances and certifications. Now come the safety part. The safety part is that how safer you have made your infrastructure in Azure or your service in cloud basically. For example, the password. How strong password you have set up, because there isn't any password that's unable to guess. The passwords are only of two types: hard to guess, easy to guess. So if you have made the password hard to guess, then obviously yes, it's gonna be much safer.
But I think the question the question is associated with can you trust public cloud providers? So, Mohammed, the answer is 100% yes. There are many financial firms who are saving their data on Azure and they completely trust it. So, as a public cloud provider, Microsoft has been in business for a really long time and they have taken every measure to keep the data secure in their data centers. So you can expect that the data will be secure. Not even that, even if there is a crash in one of the data centers, you can be 100% sure that that data will be actually backed up somewhere else and you would never miss on the files. Right, so this is very important part. If we consider today, what happens is if you're using an on-prem solution, if a disaster happens, the data is lost, right? If you've not backed up that data or if you've not replicated that data, the data will be lost. So in such cases, public cloud is one of the best places. However, depending on the industry you are going to cater to, there can be some financial institutions who would want their data to be saved in the same geography. For that, we have a different kind of solution altogether. If that is the concern, please come back to us. We'll help you out.
And I'd like to add over here is that, for example, as Aishwarya was telling, for the financial institutes, the basic requirement of the financial institutes is the compliance, and Microsoft has that. FISMA. FISMA is the financial compliance. If you're talking about hospitality or not hospitality, basically the hospitals or medical sectors, that is HIPAA. So basically, they have all the certification and compliances to secure your data. And I believe we are running out of time.
No, but we should answer all the questions. All right. Okay, very
Yes,
nice.
we
Okay,
can.
Mohammed is satisfied now. Mohammed is.
Okay, that's
All right, great. So then we have Wasim Ahmad asking us question. If any existing end user having Office 365 and continue adding new licenses for that, however, this account can be converted into CSP as well.
Yes.
It's a good question. So at the moment we were having Azure session. So just to give a clarity for Azure, if a customer is under open and they want to get into CSP, they will have to create a new tenant, which means a new account. Or if it is a new customer to Azure, they will again have to create a new tenant. But things get different when it comes to license model under CSP. In license, what happens is if you are using Office, Office and you're using under open program, you've sold it under open program. So for the same tenant, you can provision the license under CSP, which means in the same tenant, there can be open licenses as well as CSP licenses. Does that answer your question? It means the same thing. So you can change your open customer to when the renewal comes to CSP. It also means that under the same tenant, open license you have, you want to add few more licenses, you can do that. 100% you can do that.
In Office 365.
Yeah, that I have already, yeah. So in Office 365. Did that answer your question, Wasim? I want to move one question at a time, and I want to make sure that I've answered all of you in the best possible manner. In case there are any questions regarding or circling the same question, please get back to us. Yeah. So you can get back to us at sales at the rate of ingrammicrocloud.me, or you have our emails, I'm sure. Please get back to us, right? Wasim, yes, I have answered him. So that's good. We've made note of your name, and one of our sales executive will definitely call you. So coming on to next question. Maha Teba, who has already left the session, can we sell the Azure's tokens under CSP? Again, I would want to change your conception over here. So in CSP for Azure, we don't have to see it as tokens. We have to see it as a flexible model. We say we have tokens when we already know what is the estimation, right? Over here, we are not doing any estimation, or over here, we do not have a fixed number, right? Over here in CSP, we are starting with a $0 value contract. That contract just lists that if you are going to use X amount of service, we are going to charge you. If Microsoft charges you $100, we are going to charge you at $99 to the end customer, right? From your side. So this is what you need to come on consensus with. You would not have an LPO. So how your business would change? You would not require the end customer coming to you and giving you an LPO for a defined value. So it would not say that I will pay XYZ partner a total amount of $1,000, and that $1,000 I can use for entire 1 year. Now your LPO would be different. And in fact, I would not like to say it an LPO. I would like to say it will be a contract, an unlimited contract, which says that today I'm giving you, or I'm provisioning these services for you at $0. Every month I will generate a bill to you. That bill will be based on your usage. That usage can differ in 1 month and can be totally different in the second month, and can be even zero in the third month, and so on, right? So you need to change the way you're looking at Azure now, because the way of selling it has to change, right? So Maha is not with me. I cannot ask her whether she's understood or not, but I think I have been quite clear with making you give an idea of how things would be different under Open and under CSP for Azure. I have another question from Amgal. Please send me the tool name and what to be part of on my mail. Okay, he has written his email. I've also sent in, but I think my answer is not visible. So yeah, please, can you make a note? It is amgad.fouad, F-O-U-A-D, at the rate of beverly.com. He wants links, so we'll send him links. Any more questions or requests from us? We'll wait for 1 more minute. Otherwise, if we do not have any questions, we'll close the session for today.
We'll close the session, and you will be automatically getting the recording link in your emails.
All right, I think. All right. So we have another request from Mohammed Mazin Lababdi. So he also wants to know the tool's name and link. So can we please make a note? MAZEN at the rate of compuset.biz. Definitely, Mohammed. We're going to send you the links and the name of the tool. All right, great. So this has been a good session. We encourage you to go to our events website, which is imcloud.me/events, and register for all the webinars. The reason I say register, even if you're not able to attend the webinars live, we always send the recording to the people who have registered for those webinars. So please go to that website, register for each and every webinar. We keep on updating our schedules over there. There are business, there are sales, there are marketing, there are technical webinars bi-weekly, and we would really want that, you're aware about what is happening around. So yeah, that is it for me. We would like to close the session. Thanks a lot for joining us. Have a great day ahead.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining the session. And just drop us the email if you have any other question. Okay, guys. Have
All
a nice
right.
day.
Bye bye.